Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here and if you're watching me for the first time, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you know when I post a new video. So before I get into today's video, I wanted to say thank you so much to every single one of you that voted on my Instagram polls. It honestly means so much to me because I love seeing your guys' feedback and it was very fun for me seeing all the various votes, so thank you. Okay, is it summer or is it fall? Because honestly, we've been having such beautiful and warm weather here in Washington the past week or two. It's been like upper 70s and even 80s. And I feel like this time last year, it was definitely a lot colder, but it's so nice and I'm not complaining, but I'm honestly ready for winter sweaters and boots. Today's coffee is a white mocha oat milk latte. It's funny because the other day I told Artem that I wanted to take a 1-month coffee break. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, there's no way that's possible because I cannot go without coffee for more than 3 days. Anyways, let's get into today's story. Oh, but don't forget to give this video a big like before I start. So I was wondering for a while about what story time to do, and my sister actually recommended that I would do this particular time in our life to share about it. And I kind of forgot that this actually happened to us, and looking back, I was like, wow, that's actually pretty crazy. I keep forgetting that this happened. So let's get started. This happened the summer of 2019. I was 30 weeks pregnant or about there. So little disclaimer, I'm gonna try my hardest to remember every single detail. It's hard to remember because it happened so long ago. And then if I do find pictures and videos, I will be inserting them. So I was about 30 weeks pregnant. I had just quit my job. I was going to prep the next few months for the baby to arrive. Artem was still doing mechanicing at the time, full time. I don't think he was doing trucking yet. We had just moved into our condo actually about 2 months before this happening in Auburn, Washington. So I knew that the morning of this happening, Artem actually was supposed to meet his brother somewhere for work, or I don't know, it was something important. I was supposed to meet a friend of mine that I haven't seen in ages for brunch. So it was a regular weekday morning. It was 6 in the morning. I know that because I checked my phone and I was half asleep and I was checking my phone, and then all of a sudden I feel this strong heat wave, and I'm like, that's so weird. And all of a sudden I turn to my right, my eyes bulge out, I just see huge fire flames outside of our bedroom window. And my first thought was, oh my goodness, we're gonna die. That's literally what I thought. I was in panic mode. I nudged Artem. I'm like, babe, there's a fire. I literally yelled at him, pushed him. That was the fastest I've ever seen Artem wake up before. He shot out of bed. He starts trying to look at the window to see where the fire is coming from. Right behind our condos, we have a little back patio, and then we have a fence right behind the back patio, and then right behind the fence we have a whole empty lot of just nothing, and there's an old shed there, an old rundown shack. And so the shed was on fire, and the fire is starting to come onto the condo. So Artem gets on the phone with 911. When you're in panic mode, you honestly do not know what to do. So we are scrambling, trying to get out of the house, but at the same time, he's on the phone with them and trying to explain what happened. And we're trying to grab stuff. We're like, what do we grab? What do we take? So I give Artem his clothes that he wore from the night before, his dirty work clothes. I grab my little, or our little safe with all of our documents in there. I grab my purse. I find the most random clothes that I can, and we just run out of the room. We go downstairs, we get downstairs. We're standing in the hallway and facing the back patio, looking through the slide doors, and all of a sudden, the siding is melting off, glass is shattering, pretty much just everything is melting off. Our AC unit that was hanging from the upstairs window is crashing to the floor. Boards are breaking. We're like, this is our sign to get out. So we run out. We're standing outside already. The firefighters arrive. We had to move our cars because the firefighters needed a place to park. So they start putting out the fire. And we're kind of just standing around already for 10 minutes. And we're looking around and we realize that there's neighbors outside. And I feel like the neighbors that were on our side were awake for the most part, but the ones that lived on the opposite street did not know there was a fire because it's on the opposite side, so they can't see it. And so we're kind of thinking, like, nobody had the thought to run to our door and knock and tell us to come out. Like, we could have probably suffocated in there. So after about 20 minutes, the firefighters start coming to us and talking to us. Artem was interviewed by the police at one point, and we explained what happened. And so come to find out, it was actually a homeless woman that burned down the shack on purpose, and she has done this before multiple times apparently, and she was arrested. So we're still outside, and our neighbors from across the street, they're like, hey, come in, you're not gonna just stand outside and watch your house burn. So we came inside, we sat on the couch, and they started offering us breakfast and coffee, and we're like, honestly, we don't want anything, we just want to process what just happened. And it's like 6:30 in the morning, so you don't want a full-on breakfast meal at, you know, that early. And Lily, if you're watching this, first of all, thank you again for taking us in, and we will not, you know, forget what you guys did for us, so thank you. And then about an hour later, we decided to have some coffee and some breakfast. And so after that, the American Red Cross actually came to us and talked to us, and pretty much they help you in any type of disaster, whether it's a fire, a flood, an earthquake. So they gave us $400 on a debit card to use for whatever we need, you know, just in case our things are destroyed. And so by that time the fire was already put out. The firefighters let us go back into the condo and take videos, take pictures, to see what we can save and obviously what was destroyed. So the only thing that was really ruined in the whole condo was the bathroom, the bedroom. Everything else was completely fine. Everything else was just wet. All of our furniture was wet. We had actually bought a brand new stroller and baby clothes, and it was all in the corner of Austin's soon-to-be room, and it was untouched. It was completely fine, so that was like a miracle. Our bed was completely destroyed, and our mattress, and it sucks because we loved that bed and mattress, and we bought it brand new when we first got married. So we were able to save a lot of our clothes. Some of the clothes we threw out just because they were just too destroyed, and obviously we can't use them anymore. So after we kind of took pictures and videos of everything, we put all of our clothes into a bag, and we put it into the garage. Somehow Artem managed to dig my wedding ring out of the mushy like stuff, the ceiling stuff that fell onto our bathroom vanity, and I had like a jewelry holder for all of my jewelry, and he found it and he got it out and he saved my wedding ring. So that was crazy. But after that, obviously our family and everyone was already aware at this point. So you can pretty much see that only the upstairs level was pretty much damaged. The downstairs was fine, but pretty much the condo was not livable anymore. So our manager was in contact with us right away after this happened, and she was telling us that we are going to be able to get a full remodel. At this point we're like, okay, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live? And so Artem's brother was like, hey, you know what, just take our RV and go camping. Just escape the stress, escape everything, and just go camping. So we literally did that. We took the $400 that they offered us, that they gave us from the American Red Cross, and we went shopping for new clothes and some food, and we took off camping. We spent like a couple days camping in Eastern Washington, and it was honestly fun because we just needed a breather to get away and to just like process everything. So after we came back from camping, our manager told us that we had they had an available unit that is similar layout to our unit, and it was only 10 minutes away, and that manager owned that condo complex. So she's like, that condo will be available in 2 weeks. So pretty much we had nowhere to live, so my sister was the sweetest, and she offered to have us live with them. They only had just them two living in their house at that time before their baby. They had 2 available rooms, so we were able to stay with them. So the thing that we needed to take with us obviously is our clothes. So we were only able to take our clothes to my sister's house, and everything else we moved into our garage and locked it from the inside. That way when they do the remodel, no one is able to get inside of the garage to our stuff. Let me tell you guys something. When I say it is hard to wash the smell of smoke out of your clothes, I'm not kidding. It is so hard. hard. Thought I would do one cycle of washing like the clothes with regular detergent and it would get the smell of smoke out. That was not the case. What happened was I washed the clothes, I put them into the dryer, I opened the dryer, and I just smell heavy smoke still. So I'm like, okay, I have to find out what gets the smell of smoke out of clothes. So I'm Googling everything, and come to find out, vinegar and baking soda did the trick. So I was putting vinegar and baking soda into the washing machine. I had to buy like a big jug of vinegar and a big thing of baking soda. And I had to rewash all of our clothes 3 times to get the smell out. It took forever. I still can't believe my sister let me wash all of our clothes 3 times in her house. Anyway, so that was the only thing that got the smell of smoke out. After we moved in with my sister, the manager's like, you guys can come check out the condo and see if it's a good fit for you. So we checked it out. It was good. The layout was nice, but the only thing is that some upgrades needed to be done to the condo. So our manager told us that the whole remodel of our original condo was going to take about 9 months. So she's like, since you guys are going to be living here for that long, we want to make it nice for you. So they decided to change the carpet. They did the vanities in the bathrooms and then the countertops in the kitchen. They put granite, and then they repainted the cabinets, so it was all fresh for us. So it did not take 2 weeks. It took 1 month. So our fire was on July 18th, and we were already moved into the new condo on August 22nd. Once again, we had to move all of our stuff, and it was hard because at that point I was like 35 weeks pregnant, and before, like while we were still living with my sister, I was like wondering and worried and, you know, under stress. I'm like, what if the condo is not done in time before our baby gets here? Because you never know, things can happen, the baby can come early. But indeed, it was done in time. So after spending a month at my sister's place, we finally gathered all of our things and moved into the condo. About 8 months later, the condo was finally done, our original one. It was fully remodeled, and the manager told us that they're giving us an option to actually stay where we are right now or to move back into the original condo. And obviously we're like, well, we want to move back. Like, first of all, the fire was not our fault. Second of all, who does not want to live in a fully remodeled, like, you know, place? So we're like, of course we want to move in. And then we thought about it and we're like, how about we decide this? Since we're so sick of moving, because we had to move to our original condo, and then we had to move out, and then we have to move into this place, and now we're gonna have to go back to moving again to the original condo. What if we go check it out, and if the remodel is worth it, if they did a good job, then we will move back in. But if it's not that good of a job, then we're gonna stay here, because at that point we were just so tired and sick of moving that we just didn't mind staying at the condos that we lived in currently. So we went there, we checked them out. They did a very good job. Like, they pretty much redid everything: the floors, the trim, the paint, granite countertops everywhere, new cabinets, pretty much like a new house, new carpet, everything. So we're like, yes, it's definitely worth it. So we decided to move back, and that is our story. So pretty much we went through a total of like 5 moves in the past 2 years of us first being married. When we already moved into our remodeled condo back into our original place, Austin was about 5 months old. So yeah, it was like a little roller coaster, but we got through it. God helped us. Honestly, God did not leave our side. Like, he was there from the beginning. We could have probably just suffocated in that fire, but we made it out in time. Like, God woke me up at the perfect time, and we got out and we got a place to live, and everything just worked out for the best. So that is our story. So thank you guys for watching and sticking around. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, comment and share, and I'll see you next time.